here with, right, get this, guys. This is my new name for the podcast. Copstick in Paradise.
Love it.
Yeah, on account of the fact that this is Paradise Palms. I think that's really clever and nice and cuddly and fun. And I've never sat down with so many magicians.
Neither have we.
So, I mean, is it, there seems to be a lot of magic around in Edinburgh this year, in one way or another, but a lot of it, well, has it become more difficult? So that the adults-only magic, guys, how long have you been doing adults-only magic?
Adults Only Magic show was 2017?
So it became 18 plus in 2019, but we were doing shows before then.
Yeah, and what were you doing before then? Normal magic.
Well, basically, like, yeah, it was pretty much, but like we would just felt ourselves being very loose, a bit restricted, which is like not as serious as it sounds, but we just wanted a show where we could have no limits too. We didn't have to worry if there's like maybe
no limits.
Yeah,
I'm
like no
liking
pants,
that.
you know, no sleeves.
So basically, what makes it adults is you've got no clothes on.
There's all of the above. If there was an all of the above tick, we'd tick it. Yeah.
So it's kind of like puppetry of the penis with magic.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
more tasteful.
Really?
You know, it lies largely in the comedy, I think, in the humor and the references throughout the show, and then, you know, the nude is just like the little cherry on top.
I mean, the little cherry on top.
Oh,
See
sorry,
what you did
the
there.
big cherry.
I mean, because I was a friend of Andrew O'Connor, who used to do little bits of magic and whatnot, and he always had these sponge balls that he played with, and you know, kind of. Do you have balls that you play with in your magic show?
So that's we got to unpack this. All right.
Yeah.
So
please do.
We all have balls to play with. Those sponge balls, I reckon, I could. I haven't known you since you were young, but like, did you have sponge balls when you were?
We're now bringing James Phelan into the conversation.
Let's talk about my balls.
They weren't asking me.
Every magician had a fake thumb and a red ball.
James?
I think that it's I agree. But also, you know, that it's kind of it's something that's stuck around for so long, because when you first see magic, they're the things that you're like, oh my god, where's the other one come from?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I've often said that myself.
I like this.
I saw your show in. It must have been 2 years ago I saw your Adults Magic show, and I thought it was really interesting because obviously you do that show and you do the Greatest Magic show, which is the complete opposite in terms of, and I thought it was really clever because you kind of you know who the audience are going to be, so you know how, like with the Adults Magic show, you know how far you can push it, or you can be looser, and then you can also creatively, it kind of helps you sort of you know who you're firing at. I thought it was really cool.
But the funny thing is, we get people coming to both, but they're like usually the parents who either bring their kids to the kids show and then like come to the adult show just by
because they think I'd really like to see that guy's cock.
No, put words in their mouth.
Absolutely.
But vice versa. The funnier part is when the adults go to the adult show and see us first, and then bring their kids to the kids show, not knowing it's the same guy.
Right.
Seeing us run out on stage, just like freaking out.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and please don't take this the wrong way, that, you know, and none of you take this the wrong way, please. That's an order. One frequently thinks of guys who are into magic as saddos with no girlfriend, no social, a little bit like people who are into gaming and whatnot. None of you looks like, you know, your standard idea of, you know, magic nerds.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing with that, I was having this conversation with someone the other day about the difference between magic and stand-up as an idea, is that magic...
Well, magic actually has skills involved.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
I just think the difference fundamentally is from stand-up to work, you need an audience, whereas if you're doing magic, you could do it in your bedroom to a mirror and it's still
that's
work.
masturbation.
There is more of an overlap than you'd expect, I think. And so that's kind of, I think, why you fall into that trap. But I think, certainly for me when I was younger, magic was what made me bearable at a party. I think it did a lot for sort of, when you're shy, it gives you something that can open a door to a conversation without you worrying, or I think you could do a magic trick to someone at a party and then they're impressed, and then you start the conversation, and it was a really useful tool. I think that's kind of a lot of where that comes from, I think.
You were sounding even sadder than you did before.
Oh, I know.
You're wandering up to random girls at a party and pulling out a deck of cards.
That is so close.
It annoyingly works.
It works a lot.
You're sitting here thinking, oh, that's weird. I'm related.
Yeah. I got through university by literally doing that. Packs of cards on nights out.
Yeah.
So, did you... one of the things that impressed me most, now I'm not saying you guys are not impressive, but James, you're playing like a ludicrously huge venue, aren't you?
It's very daunting. It's exciting, but daunting.
Like the McEwen Hall?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, big, isn't it?
1,200 seats. 1,100 give or take.
Look at him go.
I know. But you, and I'm not saying you two don't, through your career, you've always paid for everything.
Yeah.
You don't have like big promoter, you don't have big money, you don't have anything like that. You pay for your own gigs through ticket sales.
Yeah.
And that, in a world where not so much, in variety or comedy, but certainly all over the place, people are going, oh, I need a grant. Oh, Creative Scotland have cut my grant. Oh, you go, well, if you can't pay for yourself, fuck you.
Yeah.
It must mean nobody wants to see you. So
yeah, my feeling with it is it's all about resourcefulness rather than resources. I think that's an interesting idea.
Get the T-shirt out.
Yeah, put it on a hat. But for me, my feeling with it sincerely is, I've never taken any grants or anything. But if the ticket sales aren't paying for themselves and then some, then you can't grow the audience anyway. Because if you're losing money on a small amount of ticket sales, you're going to lose money on a bigger amount of ticket sales. And when I started to build it, my first Fringe was in 2019, and I was in the dining room, and we probably had 30. In fact, you were there. I did my PR. And we, some days we had 30 or 40 in, a couple of days we sold out. But it's always paid for itself. It's always washed its own face. And then because you kind of do okay with the first one, then you can use that to grow to the second one. And then here you are.
In the McEwen Hall.
Is
it not... if I'm in the back row at the McEwen Hall, you could be doing fucking anything on that stage and I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, it's a huge consideration, I think. That
you can go, is this card? Yes, I don't know.
But
I'm half a mile away.
Yeah, absolutely. But then you have to lean on your warmth and personality with the audience.
Oh, hello. That's a big ask.
Well, I know. But I feel like, that it's a huge.
And do you have to make your tricks bigger, if you'll pardon the expression?
There's some stuff that pulls the back of the room in. Some of it isn't bigger, interestingly, but how you're pulling them in emotionally needs to be bigger. And there's some stuff that's in this show that I wouldn't be able to do in any other space, purely for the sense of growing it to fill the space.
Yeah.
And so it's given me many grey hairs over the last 6 months thinking about it, actually. Can
I just ask, naked boys,
take it.
Do you feel that your adults magic show could grow to fill an enormous space?
We're going up and up and up.
Yeah.
But it's always.
If I'm in the back row at the McEwen Hall, how's it going to look?
Yeah, but we just take that all into consideration. And if people are far away, then you're putting more into more AV, so people can feel more involved in the show. They're not feeling left out. But you know the space we're in here, and every venue is different when we do the adult shows, and we're just always trying.
Where are you guys this year?
Involved. We're
Good question.
Over at Assembly, but it's like for what it is, everyone's like very high up, but like very close, which like works really well.
Oh, that's fantastic!
People like as close and involved as the show,
and
as
on top of you.
Ideally, yeah.
So it's audience on top.
They see a lot of me
Lovely.
very close up. And our show is it's not a very close up show, so it's a quite a big show. But we do have one routine that is a close up, but we have the giant projector and.
Do you have projectors?
Not really, actually. We've got a. Yeah, no, we don't really, to be honest. Like, we've got something that we...
Seven of Spades.
yeah.
Honestly.
I've thrown it all into the lighting and the production rather than... Because I realised I didn't want it to feel like... Because I think it's different for you guys in that they can also still see it and it gives them the extra details. I think there'll be some seats in there that if I was relying too heavily on the camera, they'd only be able to see the camera.
Right, yeah.
And so I wanted to fill the space without relying on the camera. And then we've got kind of a projection on the back that you can't... It's not overly clear in terms of, like, it's not a clear white screen, but if there ever gets to the point we need a bit of extra detail, we can add it in.
You can add it in.
Yeah.
Or you could just have massive cards. For this. Yes!
Yeah.
It's the Queen of Hearts. So at the beginning of the adults, it was because you felt kind of restricted.
Well, Sam and I have been working together since 2012. So our first show together was 2012.
You must have been children.
It's been.
I was actually.
He was. So I was.
Is that not illegal?
I was just 18. I'd pick him up from high school. We would drive to my garage. We would practice our magic show. Then I'd drive him back home. Drive back again, and then go to work.
I mean, that all sounds quite dodgy, really, when it's just said like that.
I don't know why my parents agreed to
it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Come with me, little boy. You can help me practice my close-up magic.
I did have a van too.
Close-up magic in my garage.
But yeah, so we started doing that. Both our backgrounds started in kids' entertainment, so kids' magic shows and stuff like that, kids' parties that then... You know, Sam's got the producer mindset, so he would book the shows, I would sort of write them and would grind together to make it happen. And we started off with a kids show, then another kids show, then the PG version of Adults Only, which was called The Showman Live to start, and then it verged into Adults Only, and then we started doing, interstate, international, and then a couple of years later we're here in Edinburgh.
It's I find it mildly interesting that all of you kind of self-produce.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting with you guys that you guys kind of mirror how I feel with stuff. Is you kind of find your feet on something that works and throw everything into it, which I thought was I really liked that one. It's nice to see your faces do the come back.
And I do think we were talking about this. Hello. We were talking about this in another podcast that I believe if something works for kids, you can do it for anybody. Because they're a tough audience. They're going to go, "I know, I saw your hand," or they'll just bug you up for the fun of it. And they're very, very honest. They go, "Well, I could do that."
Very similar to drunk adults.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Drunk adults are worse, to be honest. Like, you'll be doing a trick and they'll try to stuff it up.
Yeah. It's interesting. My first professional job doing magic was at a nightclub.
Oh, God.
And I really enjoyed seeing the evolution of drunkenness. Yeah. They start off quite sensible and it's kind of like, oh, nice. And then there's a bit in the middle where they're blown away by everything. Yeah. And then there's a bit at the end where they just don't even understand what the trick was.
You'll say sign the card. You'll say sign the card and they'll draw a penis.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Excellent. So, you're doing one show or two shows or?
We've got 3 shows here.
Whoa!
4 shows. I don't produce the shows, just to make that very clear.
Oh my God! Just as well I left us with with a good bit of time at the end. So talk us through the four shows, four shows, where, when, and why should we come and see them? Obviously, the adults only.
The adults
I'm
only
there
magic
already.
Show, yeah, is every night at like 9:30 at Assembly.
That's quite early to get your cock out.
Sun's down.
It's
usually.
Scotland.
Actually, it's kind of here in Edinburgh.
Good point.
And then we have three other. And then we have the three other kids shows here. We have a kids magic show, which is Justin and I as well, called The Greatest Magic Show, which was kind of the first show that we took interstate. Then kind of got us started. It was the first show that sort of sold tickets and that we had success with, which sort of led us to be able to create all the rest. That's on 1 p.m. also at the Palais in George Square Gardens. After that, we have Circus the Show, which is another family circus show that we produce. I do a bit of magic in it, but juggling, acrobatics.
You must be exhausted.
Yeah.
We don't like to think about it.
Yeah. And then the day kicks off at 10:30 a.m. with Explosive Science, which is at the GAT at Assembly, also near George Square Gardens, which is Magnus, who's our ringmaster in our kids shows and our
Chock-a-block
He's
full of
great as
ADHD
well.
friend.
He's
that's
really,
the
really,
guy. Yeah.
Wow.
he's really, really good as well. He really.
And we film podcast in between his shows. He does all 5.
Wow.
Podcasts as well.
Well done.
Yeah, it's a full slate.
We have one day off for my birthday.
We do, yeah. That's the negotiation.
He once said, do you want to do adults as well? I'm like, dude, give us like one day off.
Don't get too drunk. And McEwen Hall guy.
Yeah, 5:30. The show is The Man Who Was Magic is the name of it. We start day after tomorrow, so it's that sort of calm before the storm. Do you guys feel the same? It's like that sort of like fizz of like, I can just about see it now and there's nothing I can do to change anything.
You just eyelid twitches.
Yeah. And then you walk out after the first day where it's always a bit chaotic. Kind of the pressure comes off a little bit. You can take your slippers off, but 5:30 at McEwen Hall.
And you're still not tired of coming here?
No.
Of course.
This is Edinburgh Fringe. We love it. Like, because we do a lot of fringes, but like this one is like the audience is just there, 100%, and they're with it. You say jump, they go, how high? Like it's fantastic. Like they've got the same sort of humor as us. They're not trying to hide behind being formal or anything like that. They're just fun. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Let's hear it for the Edinburgh Fringe.
We've had four standing ovations here and nowhere else.